guys, Fish from Sick Brothers Are Sick. New weekly segment on ESO Weekly, Sieges and PvP mode. Excuse me, I'm sick right now, so just bear with me. And my mind's in some different places with finals coming up right here now, so I might be a little bit all over the place. Yeah, just excuse me for that. And yeah, so PvP and Siege mode are always fought in Cyrodiil. And they due to the main storyline of the campaign. Of the campaign. So now, if you don't know what the campaign is about, basically there's three factions: the Ebonheart Pact, the Aldmeri Dominion, the Daggerfall Covenant, and they're all trying to take siege of Cyrodiil to kill the Emperor and take the Ruby Throne, which is basically just the throne of Cyrodiil that rules all the Empire. And yeah, so all of the battles will be happening on the Cyrodiil soil, which, yeah, obviously. So each faction alliance will be battling each other on in Cyrodiil only. That's the only place that there will be PvP mode, which is not required for you to take a part of, but some campaign missions require you to go and fight in sieges. Now, from what I've read, they are still debating on whether they want to make Cyrodiil also open just to exploration too, or if they're going to strictly make Cyrodiil just PvP, which I really hope they open up to exploration too, because I loved Oblivion, and I really hope that I can go and experience it in like new high graphics settings, better than Oblivion. But, if they decide just to do that, I'll be happy to. It's not going to change my thoughts on the game a whole lot. But, yeah, so alliances will be battling each other once the siege has taken place. So there's only going to be one at a time. Either like the Aldmeri Dominion versus Daggerfall Covenant, the Daggerfall Covenant versus the Ebonheart Pact versus Aldmeri Dominion. You get what I'm saying, all those different combinations of the three different things. There's only going to be 2v2 or 1v1 at a time. There's not going to be 3v3 or just a free for all, because that would be extremely unfair. So now you might be wondering, how do you take place in how do you take part in a siege or a PvP match? So you don't have to be. You're recommended to be level 10 or above. Even if you're lower, you can still enter the battle, but it's most likely you're going to get utterly raped and not have a good time. So yeah, people are going to be like in the higher levels, and then you're just going to be there level 5 with your starter armor, just getting the crap kicked out of you. So that probably wouldn't be fun for you, I'm guessing, but if you want to, whatever. People between level 20 and 50 will receive battle leveling, which is just enhancing their skills and attributes in the field temporarily, just like I was talking about the power attacks mentioned in the previous video. The overload on the sorcerer and the other. Yeah, you remember that. I don't remember what the other ones are called. It's just like that. You build up to it, and then you can use it for a certain amount of time, but you can't just like overly use it. It sounds like that might be OP, but it's actually people with natural leveling deal way more damage and are more effective in combat than people with the battle leveling, because it slows you down. Actually, like your guy actually slows down. You can't attack as fast, but they do a fair amount of damage, even though, like I just said, natural leveling will be more powerful. So throughout the combat with your alliance and progression in the war, your team will gain alliance score. So now, don't get this confused with alliance points. Alliance score you get by capturing mines and valleys and fortresses, and imperial held points. Now, this is the score going towards your alliance, like your team. And it's going to be in the overall... It's going to determine whether you win the war or not. Obviously. It's just capturing different points. Whoever holds more points, obviously, whoever holds more territory will end up winning the war. So, now... like I said, getting to alliance points. This you gain alliance points through personal combat between two players, and a character will gain alliance points in order to rank him up in the Tides of War, like his rank. His like he'll be like a private or a sergeant or whatever. As you get more alliance points, you can unlock siege weapons that can be bought or crafted. Now, if you buy them, you will have to pay to ship them onto the front lines. So you can't just buy it, wait, and then the second you buy it, it appears on the front lines. You have to wait a little bit. You have to ship it. I know it sounds really realistic, but I think it's a good way to even out the I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like I said, my mind's in a different place right now. But you can only buy them at a certain level, which I believe is level 15 is the max level you can buy them. I mean, is the minimum level you can buy them. You have to be at least level 15 to buy them. But once you buy them, your team will, profit from that a lot, and you'll gain obviously alliance score. Now, some of you might be worried, how you find a siege, or like, I don't want to be in just like a little skirmish between like 3 people. Well, maybe you do if you're lower level, but if you're higher level and you want to find a bigger scale battle, this can be you can find this by looking at one's map. If you look at a map, you'll see a sword, and the sword will be glowing and like kind of flashing, sort of. Now, the bigger the sword and the more violent flashing is going on, that means the bigger the scale of battle. For those of you who have played PlanetSide 2, it's just like the explosions. More explosions, the bigger they are, the more violent they look. That's the bigger scale of battle. Now, an explosion and flashes show the intensity of the battle. The sword shows the size of the battle, and the flashing and just kind of like explosion-looking marks show how violent. The bigger they are and the faster they flash show how much more violent and intense they are, much like PlanetSide 2. So for the PvP, oh my god, for the PvP, it's basically like a high adrenaline game that doesn't include stamina, health, or magicka cap, if that makes any sense. I think I might have worded that backwards. But a character playing as a mage will have a limit on how much magicka he can use. It's not like he just uses up his mana bar and then it charges back. It does do that, but you can't just continuously doing that. So you just level up. You just completely XP boost throughout the game, because that would be really unfair. You actually only have like a certain amount of magicka total throughout that battle you can use before you have to retreat and go do a few missions, burn some time before you can go back in the battle to make it all fair. So you're not having a level 60 guy fighting in the tide, in this big war for Cyrodiil, who just continuously plays and ends up winning the entire game for his alliance. So it makes it fair, evens players out. So going back to battle leveling, a character can level up their magic, stamina, and health levels while doing quests and leveling themselves up outside of a siege. So in order, you got to kind of keep in mind when you're doing a side quest, or if you're leveling up and you're expanding your attributes or using your skill points to unlock different things, you got to keep in mind, is this going to help me? Is this going to help my alliance? Is this going to help me in the PvP siege match? How will this, affect my overall PvP match? I mean, my gameplay. How will this affect my gameplay experience? Will it, do I want to focus on archery where I'd much rather be in the front lines, which probably isn't a great idea yet. If you want to be in the front lines, you should probably focus on one-handed, two-handed, blocking, armor, and whatnot. So there's a lot more to PvP, and I'm going to make this into 2 parts, and this is only going to be one part of the PvP. So I am going to cut it off here. Like and subscribe. Please like and subscribe. I've been working very hard on this. I've been doing research for like a few hours a night after I'm done with my homework, and it's been a lot of work. It's a lot of fun, but it's at the same time it's a lot of work, even though it might not seem like a lot of work through the video editing and whatnot. It really is. So I'd appreciate some likes and some subscribes, even just some views, and give me some feedback on what you guys want to hear, um, what you guys are looking forward to, and if there's anything in specific that you haven't heard a lot about that you want me to research, and I can do a video on it. So yeah, like I said, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, giving us all our views, and yeah, that's it. Peace out, guys. Bye.